Hello everyone, welcome back to a new Play Xin Zhao every day until the release of Zaahen on Wild Rift. Today we have a Dr. Mundo, Olaf, Veigar, Jin, and Zyra on the enemy team. So, as Xin Zhao versus Olaf, I think it will be a very interesting matchup, simply because Olaf excels at low HP fights, whereas Xin Zhao is way better at like the sudden burst. So I think it really depends on who can get the burst, who has most spells up. And since Xin Zhao doesn't have a lot of CC anyway, I don't think his ulti from Olaf will matter too much. But anyway, this game is... The enemy team has a lot of scaling, while we don't. We have Morgana that can kind of scale. And that's it. And that's it. Yep. I mean, you can argue that Caitlyn will scale with items just like many ADCs, but I think Caitlyn is a lot more powerful in the early game with a headshot and also the longest range in, well, the entire game. Whereas Olaf can be a bit of a lane bully. He's kind of weaker in the later games, especially if your team has execute, which we do not. So. And, well, as I say that, Caitlyn actually abused her lane advantage with Yumi's healing and just completely shut down the enemy Zyra and Jin very early on. Zyra's support exists and it has a lot of CC. I'm just not sure it pairs too well with Jin in all honesty, because both champions rely a lot on skill shots, and Zyra can offer a lot of utility, but so does Jin, so they kind of overlap in terms of roles, I think. And I think Mordekaiser has a very big edge against Dr. Mundo in the Baron lane, because Mordekaiser is a lane bully while Mundo is weak, very, very weak in the early game. So I do expect him to be able to handle himself. Here I did my standard jungle clear, didn't mess it up too bad this time, and I'm able to get Scuttle. And then I will immediately look for a gank or an invade. So now I have already enough money to get Phage and Sheen, so those are two very strong items on Xin Zhao. Because the Mordekaiser keeps pushing the lane up, I don't really see an angle. I just kind of path down and see if there's a dive angle or an invade that I can go for, which there isn't. Just because Mundo just hit his level 5, so I know even if I dive in right now into the tower, he can ult and he can completely turn the tide of the fight. Here I wanted to dive the Veigar, but he walked away, and I'm forced to flash away from the turret. So that's a big loss on my part. I just didn't do anything and just lost my flash. Sorry, had to take a sip of water. So now back to my jungle clear, got the 2 core items, and I am afraid of Olaf invading, I'm gonna be honest, because he showed himself on top. I assume he's just getting the scuttle. So I just clear my wolf real quick and make sure to check my own jungle and to see if the scuttle is up, and scuttle is not, but I do see an angle. I feel like the enemy team is being a little bit overconfident, and Jin is locked down in his ultimate. So here I actually got really greedy. I tried to not use my ultimate just to secure the kill on both. Instead, I just missed out on both kills. So I didn't get any assist or help or kills in that entire fight, and Jin got away scot-free because I was greedy to hold my ultimate. So that's a huge mistake on my part. I probably should have just Audacious Charge, secure the kill with my ultimate, since that would actually block the Zyra from doing anything to me while I do that. So huge greed on my part that did not pay off, and yeah, that's just completely my bad. I could have killed them both. Still, we did get 1 kill back, but the unfortunate thing is because I was so delayed, it was Yumi who picked up the kill, and Caitlyn actually died to the Zyra. So both support got a kill, but it's definitely towards Zyra's favor since she's someone that can do more damage. Try to catch the Veigar off guard, didn't manage to do so, so I just started falling back and returned to my jungle clear. In the meantime, Mordekaiser actually died to the Mundo. I'm not sure if Olaf was there to dive with him, but it's very unfortunate because Mordekaiser is supposed to be a bully against Mundo, especially before any heart seal or whatsoever. Here I'm trying to see if I can catch out the Mundo, but he kind of just disappeared. Probably did a ring around Rosie with me. Literally like in his straight bush right now, and then fell back to his tower. So unfortunately I wasn't able to get the kill back from Mordekaiser, and I am just going to go back to clearing my jungle. I was going to base, but then I realized Dagger really is not worth it. So instead, I just went for my Krugs and started clearing my campus again. Morgana is very pushed up. She really wants to kill on Veigar, and because of how forward she is in terms of position, the Olaf was able to catch her out very easily. Olaf is such a great counter towards Morgana because Morgana has a lot of CC, but all it takes is one button from the Olaf if it's well timed, and well, she won't be able to do anything because she can't lock it down. Olaf probably won't stand still inside her pool, and Morgana won't be able to do enough damage. Still, even without any kills or assists, I'm able to get Trinity Force and perhaps even a pair of boots. So it gives me some amount of mobility, but I do see that Veigar is slightly overextended, so I am looking to kill him. I'm looking for a flash angle, but he saw me coming, and yeah, I just didn't want to do it, but then he actually stayed. He started staying, and instead I just didn't even have to flash and just use my ulti to kill him. However, Olaf is actually running in, and he does have quite a bit of damage even without mana, so I had to flash over to get under my tower. And Morgana is just chasing him down, but it seems Olaf was able to pick out the honey fruit, and now Morgana is in a bit of trouble with Caitlyn and Yuumi there to bail her out, but she still died. But our Caitlyn was able to pick up the kill instead, and that is actually a pretty good kill because it feeds our Caitlyn. Our Caitlyn needs to be fed. She's one of our major win condition, especially in the later game, and she's on a rampage along with a shutdown against the Olaf that has been, I guess, killing Mordekaiser and Morgana quite a bit. So really good roam on my Caitlyn's part, because this just allows me to secure the Rift Herald very easily. And here I'm looking for an angle against Veigar again. He uses Cage already, which is honestly weird because there's nothing for him to use his Cage for, so he just kind of sacrificed his life for the Cage. And then I can push towards the Dragon. And I see that there's no one here really contesting it for me, and I don't know if I can beat Olaf in a 1v1 fight, so I didn't really bother risking my life completely for the Dragon. Instead, I was able to actually get quite a bit of damage off into the Olaf. When it becomes lightning, already tagged him, so my audacious charge range was extended completely. So I'm able to chase him down and just kill him and fall back immediately, because it's actually perfect timing because the Jhin just killed our Caitlyn. So if he turned around, there's a chance that I would die. But now it's a decently equal trade. Of course, our Caitlyn got shut down, and I was about to go take the wave, but I saw that she respawned, so if I go take the wave now, the wave might get pushed up, and it might not be in a good position for her, so I'd rather just not risk it. So, once again, back to my jungle clear. I actually got 3 kills throughout that entire battle after getting Trinity Force, so Trinity Force really doing some work there. And now I can afford Sundered Sky and also the tank boots, which I think is very important. But I think what's more important in this game is actually anti-heal, because of Dr. Mundo and Olaf. Both of the champions rely a lot on healing and health. So if I'm able to get Mortar Reminder as soon as possible, that would be awesome. And that is actually my next buy, as you can see. I probably only will buy a component first before I buy the entire thing, because I think Stairs Gauge is just a little better. And here I'm inching towards the bot lane where Morgana and Mordekaiser were fighting, but Morgana is extremely low and Mordekaiser grabbed the Dr. Mundo, and so Morgana just kind of died, and then the enemy Zyra is here. I had to zone out, get the honey fruit, just to secure at least 1 kill, because the Zyra and Olaf's damage combined together is just too much for me. And the Mordekaiser grabbed the grabbed the Mundo, but was not able to kill him, so his ult really just got Morgana killed instead of staying to fight together. So that's very unfortunate and kind of ints. This Mordekaiser has not been offering a lot or at all throughout this entire laning phase in team fights. Our Caitlyn, however, is kind of smurfing it, even though the items that she's building is a little questionable. I think she built Collector and then Wit's End, which is very, very questionable because Olaf does a lot of physical damage, Jhin is physical damage. The only people that does magic damage would be Veigar and Zyra, and I don't think Zyra offers that much damage unless you're just getting hit by every single skill shot. And also Veigar, if you're getting hit by Veigar, you're probably dead, right? As an ADC at least. So Wit's End I don't think will help you too much there. Here I debated whether I should buy MR boots or AR boots, and yeah, I decided physical damage is the thing to resist against, because if the Veigar decides to kill me, he's going to kill me. There's not a lot of wiggle room there. That should be something that I survive with Stair's Gauge instead, with the Lifeline Shield to his execute. So now we can just get a bit of map control back. We're actually losing quite a bit of towers. So here I decided to catch the enemies out. There's not a big reason to fight, but if the enemies are going to overextend like this with no tower, we have to punish. And we actually pick up 2 kills, and I immediately look around to the jungle to see if there's anything to steal, because the Olaf was shown at bot lane last. As you can see him, he's right there again with Mordekaiser and Morgana. So unfortunately there was nothing to steal, and our Morgana and Mordekaiser continues to hit int a little bit. And yeah, I just pick up a minion on the wave just to move faster. I'm glad that they didn't steal my jungle, but I decided to secure my jungle before the tower, because if I go defend the tower, they're just going to steal my jungle and we lose everything. And the tower is likely going to fall anyway, because Mundo is just so tanky. He could probably just ignore me and get the tower anyway. So it's better for me to secure the camps before I do anything. And now, because it's a second dragon, I need to go get it so that the enemy does not threaten Soul over our heads in the next big objective spawn. I see Olaf is up there along with Mundo, and I'm pinging the Mordekaiser to come with me because we're the only ones left. But instead he decided that he's going to just split push. He's going to ignore the entire team and just continue doing what he's been doing, and I'll just have to race this dragon. And I didn't see a lot of enemies there, and I still have my ulti, and I just used my ulti to secure the dragon, but the hopes of me getting out alive is very low. And as you can see, I actually gave my life for it, and Mordekaiser just continues to split push. So honestly, horrible macro once again, but at least our Morgana was here, but our Morgana is actually 0 and 5. So at least her Q utility is very, very strong, as long as she doesn't use it on Mundo, who still has his passive, or Olaf that is ulting. But yeah, Olaf and Mundo is slowly becoming a problem. They scale very well, along with many of the champions of the enemy team. Here, because I saw Wit's End on Caitlyn, I recommended her the new item that does percentage health damage, because Mundo is going to be a problem, and I won't be able to kill him fast enough. And I don't think I should be the one building Blade of the Ruined King. I think throughout this series, I'm 20 days now, I think, I've learned to not build every item. Like, I want to be able to kill a lot of people. I want to be able to deal with their front line. I want to be able to deal with their back line. So naturally I would think of like, oh, I'm gonna build Trinity Force for my jungle clear, Blade of the Ruined King to kill the Mundo, and then anti-heal to kill their Olaf. But then I'm not really building anything for my own character, for Xin Zhao himself, and Xin Zhao actually needs, well, 3 core items in order to be a very strong champion. So instead I gave up on certain utility items like Blade of the Ruined King, just so that I will focus more on my job, and my job is to assassinate people. Like that, in that extended period battle, I'm going to lose. I think even with Blade of the Ruined King, I would have lost. All I had to do there is just do enough damage, get out, get back in, get out, get back in, and my teammates are able to pick it up. And I think I've actually played that fight really, really well. Survived by the skin of my teeth, and Sundered Sky healing really saved me, along with the Yuumi healing. And now we just secure a Baron because the enemy team jungler is dead. And so with that, I'm able to get Stair's Gauge. That's my final core item, along with my anti-heal. And here I have to decide on an enchant, and Stone Plate is kind of a no-brainer on, as I'm kind of the only frontline with how missing Mordekaiser has been for multiple fights. So here I'm actually looking to buy some sort of anti-heal or anti-shield, or I think Guardian Angel could be a good play. I've been really enjoying Guardian Angel lately. Back then I never really bought Guardian Angel because I never found a use for it. I feel like it's not very useful, just don't die, forehead. But now as a solo queue, and as Xin Zhao with a lot of forward mobility, I just think that it's a saving grace. Like, it lets me do some very aggressive plays and secure some kills even at a dangerous spot. For example, if I dive into the backline and I'm able to kill the enemy ADC, and then the enemy tanks kill me, I have a second chance. And by that time, hopefully my ADC is still alive because I have more damage than tanks. So that I will get back up and my ADC and I can finish off the kills very quickly. And here my teammates are pushing mid and I am the split pusher now instead of the Mordekaiser, which is kind of weird. But here I made sure the tower is low enough for me to one-shot before I dive back in. Did quite a bit of damage onto the Olaf, and I'm just continuously pushing the wave. And actually Caitlyn is just unstoppable in the mid lane, and we're able to take another tower down. With that, there's only 2 enemies left, so I just decided, why not end the game here? And I just started hitting Nexus and finish another kill, and the enemy team is already like hiding in their Nexus base. The Veigar is just hiding, so another kind of low quality game where well, the Caitlyn dominated, even with like some questionable items. Our Morgana was missing, our Mordekaiser was just inting, but we still managed to get the W, and a mark is a mark, I guess. But I'm glad I'm figuring out Xin Zhao a little more and starting to build items that's for Xin Zhao instead of trying to counter the enemy team entirely. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This Veigar really wasn't just not there. I think he was AFK most of the game. I don't know why the remake didn't trigger. It's something that's been complained on Reddit a lot. But yeah, a W is a W. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.